Merry Christmas, everybody. It's me, Shane, and I'm here to give you another Yashahime episode review and recap. Don't worry, this is apple cider. It's non-alcoholic. It's sparkling. My God. Today's episode is episode 37, Zero's Wish. And I got issues with this episode. At the end of it, I was hollering out one of the lowest numbers. Well, I think one of those ones I've given some of these episodes. And if you pay attention to my reviews, you'll know what number that is. So I'm gonna be thinking about what I'm gonna score this as I'm reading this. But before anything, I hope everybody's sincerely having a Merry Christmas, and you can help me out with this nice present of giving me a like, a comment, and subscribing right there. And if you aren't new here, hit the notification bell so you can get notified of more videos like this. Told you I'm doing these every Saturday, even on the holidays. Now, I'm pretty sure there is no Yashahime next week because it's New Year's. Japan typically likes New Year's Day. It's typically a big thing. So I do not believe there's any episode next week. I think they're coming back on on January 8th. But yeah, let me go ahead and get right on into that. So, you guys remember last time Towa had that berserker rage thing going on, and he's like, no, Riku's like, no, Towa, don't do it. You'll kill your mama if you do, and I don't get out of my way. I almost said I don't care, because she does say that later on in the episode, but don't worry, we'll get into that. So, can't cut string, because Ren is being Ren. Is like, no, you gotta go save Lady Zero. Even if you cut it, I'm still gonna die because she gonna have regrets. So just go save her too. I'm like, okay, fine. We've inserted this in here. Fine, let's keep going. So, I do have to know. I like the one thing I do like is after the intro and they have one of the girls sleeping. I like noting that. I wish I was paying more attention to that in my videos to rewatch and see who was falling asleep. I think this time it was Setsuna that was asleep, which is kind of interesting given that last week it was Towa that was asleep. I figured she would have been asleep this week too because she got that berserker rage thing going on. Anyway, so Zero's fighting her and she uses the somehow Towa ends up knocking Riku away. He hits that little Japanese style, what's that called? Temple that Nanahoshi used to live in. Nanahoshi's dead. Thank you, Towa. No one cares about Nanahoshi, mind you. There's no regrets about Nanahoshi being sliced in half. Oh, but there's regrets for Ren. Not for Ren, for Zero. My lord. Anyway. And I never cared about Nanahoshi either. I just think it's funny. So she being Zero is using rainbow butterflies, which is pretty interesting. You go from the regular butterfly she was using the herder sheep. They're all rainbowy because remember she got those rainbow pearls, y'all. And they're launching there. They become like a golden dragon, and she's deflecting, and she actually ups her power because remember she's using the broken blade, not the flute-y blade, and extends it, makes it bigger, cuts it down. I mean, Toad's doing what she can. I mean, Zero makes a big old web, and she jumps on the web, and she's throwing giant energy orbs and stuff. It looks like a Tohu game. If you know, you know. And she's doing what she can. Now Riku was trying to tell her, hey, do not fall for this, because Zero's like, hey, remember that demon Homaru who blew flames? I told him to burn the forest down where you and your sister were. Your sister would have never forgotten about you if it wasn't for me. And it's like, I hear, what's the difference between this berserker rage and like the berserker rage that Inuyasha had? Excuse me. Inuyasha couldn't speak. Like, he was being all evil and stuff like, but he literally couldn't see anybody. It took his lady hugging him and stuff. He even tried to fight his brother to the death, right? But it's like, I don't know. Maybe she needed a hug. Maybe Towa should have gotten a hug. I'm just trying to think and compare the two things. Maybe she just needed a hug, which she got the hug, but she got it after something else. So meanwhile, Moroha's mad that she has to take Jocken to the Tree of Ages, which Jocken keeps telling her, call me Master Jocken, and Takachiyo is literally like, you guys do realize you're riding on my back. I am the one doing all of the work. So she asks literally what's going on. I thought he would have explained this already, but he tells him about the silver scale curse that's on Ren. Um, and Jockin finally, they finally get there, but Jockin can't get inside the tree. Now I thought this was a joke. They can only get through with Sesshomaru, but it's not true. We see other flashbacks that are going to happen later on in the same episode that he can in fact go through the tree. Just for some reason, tree ain't letting him in this time. I'm uncorking this cap because always. Mm. So they're having a hard time believing that he could even get in there in the first place. Even Takachi was making fun of the fact that Jokin is no bigger than him, which I love it. He's like, "Hey, doesn't matter. I'm still a lord." But let me continue. Scroll down. So Towa is busting out that great dog demon aura. And, Zero wants to fan the flames of rage and they want to consume her. And at the same time, she's, I'm going to say exactly what I said in my notes. She's all horny for that great dog demon aura. She's like, oh, I can't remember how you say great dog demon in Japanese, but it's followed by Sama, right? And I find one of the things I found interesting is that when Ren was talking about Zero, she called her Sama. She still showed the lady respect, which is, shows her upbringing, which technically she was raised by Jockin. Huh. Jockin is pretty good at raising kids, isn't he? Anywho. Riku again tells Towa, if you kill her, you'll be scarred by life. This is how Zero wants to live on forever. She had mentioned several episodes ago before we got to our try plot episodes that lasted for 4 or 5 episodes. She wanted to figure out how to live on forever, and this is how she's gonna do it. Towa's gonna kill her, gonna feel bad about it, and she's gonna be around forever. It's gonna be a weight on you. Zero powers up a giant energy orb. I like energy orb attacks. I really do. I'm a Dragon Ball fan. I should, right? And you know, as she's powering this up, I'm thinking to myself, why isn't Rion doing shit? Like, is she just there? Is Rion just like literally a hanger on? And she almost basically is. Apparently, she says the reason why she hates half demons is because of what happened to her. And then in my, she's saying this internally, and I'm thinking to myself, and I wrote this here: why in the hell I'm reducing the cursing because it's Christmas until I get enraged? Why in the hell did you not talk about this earlier when you were walking through the forest? Yeah, my Aunt Zero, I got killed by a half demon. So, it's probably why she hates him. No, that's why your dad hates him. She don't hate him because of that. But we'll, we'll get into that in a minute. And all this stems from her love from Kiramaru, right? So, and this I wrote this in my notes. So, maybe Rion's thinking maybe releasing her of those feelings could dot dot dot. I wrote dot 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 because when we do the stereotypical ellipses, I'm just gonna go dot 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 because just fucking say what you're gonna say. Oh God, see I said it. See, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. So another thing I had to. It was endearing at first that they always introduce all their characters all the time. And I like it when I haven't seen a person for a while and it's like, oh, hey, it's that guy. Introduce Moroku because it's cool. But, the show's about Towa and Setsuna and Moroha. Why the hell are you continuously doing this? You can stop because it's messing with whoever does your subtitles because your subtitles look crap because there's the name up there and they can't do multiple things at multiple times. Regardless of this. See, I'm sorry, fan subs are always the best. I'm just flat out. Fan subs have always been the best. Like, and not the group fan subs. Like fans that do subs, they know how to carry stuff. I'm just putting that out there. Anyway, skipping down. So Kiramaru is wondering why the Wheel of Time rejects him. He's like, I'm the strongest demon, but you won't move for me. And then in my mind, I'm like, but what about Sesshomaru though? Technically, the reason why everyone's like, these two can't fight is because you guys will destroy the world. Because technically, he could kick your ass too. I mean, his dad did beat you, so why wouldn't he be able to? Literally, this show should be called Yashahime. Sesshomaru did a bunch of stuff. Let's find out the consequences of those actions. Suddenly, Pinwheel Boy's near him. He can't see him. You got to be a relative of the Great Dog Demon to see him. but he can hear him. So he's chasing after the sound of the pinwheel. And Jockin is still hurting himself trying to jump into that tree. And Sesshomaru comes up. He calls his niece Moroha by name, gives her the black pearl, like, hey, your parents are in there. Or he says Kagome and Inuyasha, but I'm paraphrasing y'all. Your parents are in there. So I was like, oh, snap. Recognition, and we're going to move this forward. And she's, and actually, he tells her what's in it after she asks. And Jockin, says that he suggested to put them in there because if they were left to their own devices, they would have beaten Kiramaru and killed Zero. So let me unpack something here. Two things I want to unpack. This is when I start getting the rage. Two things. So why did they just not tell them, if you kill this woman, Rin will die, flat out. Rin is going to die. Now, in order to mitigate her from either taking her own life or from making things harder, so let's try not to go after Kiramaru. Let's try to figure this stuff out, right? As opposed to, it took 15, I'm aging up the girls because it hasn't been, it has to have been over a year that's passed. It's ever taken 15, 16 years to get to this point. Why couldn't you just tell your brother and your sister-in-law? Why couldn't you just say, hey, we're all mad about this. Killing him won't fix it. Actually, well, they said defeat. Killing her won't fix it. We gotta figure this out. No, it's in Sesshomaru's character to not say these things. But Jockin, you're a jabberjaw. You're jabbering right now. It gets to the point that actually, when he says this, Sesshomaru says Jockin, and Jockin's like, oh, I'm sorry, I've said too much. It's like, why couldn't you just say that? Why couldn't you just tell him that? I don't get it. Now, the other thing that on the flip side, I love the fact that it is just widely accepted and recognized that if Inuyasha and Kagome have their sights on you, you're done. You flat out, you done. There is no will they beat you. There's a when they beat you. I love that. That's amazing. There's the universal truths in this world. You will be beaten by Inuyasha and Kagome. You will get beaten by Sesshomaru. No ifs, ands, or buts. You will lose. And I'm okay with that. I love that. The other thing, not so much. I hated it. Just tell them. Moroha didn't actually know about the tied fate between Rin and Zero. So the secrecy is annoying. It's within Sesshomaru's character. But Jockin, I guess Jockin wouldn't tell them. I don't know. I get annoyed when secrecy is the reason why stuff doesn't move forward. When simple conversations would solve things, but it is in Sesshomaru's character to keep things close to the vest. Not even mad at that. It's just like later on, Moroha talks about she always thought that she didn't have parents. Here's my thing: Kaede, Hachin, other Jabberjaws. Why in the hell do none of you just tell this girl? By the way, your parents, they some badasses. You may be a quarter demon, but legitimately, you could probably beat some people up. Don't get it. Meanwhile, Setsuna actually came in right when Zero threw that big old orb. She took the blast, grabbed her sister. They're on the ground, and Setsuna's trying to calm her down, and Towa's still enraged. Even Towa goes, "Oh, Setsuna, still got the red demon eyes, all mad and stuff." And she says, "Calm down. If you kill her, you're gonna kill our mother." And Towa flat out says, "I don't care about that. I'm gonna get her for mess with." And Setsuna slaps her, just straight up slaps her. Thank you. Look, I've seen online, particularly in Facebook groups, there's a lot of people that like Towa. You guys probably like cookie cutter, dumb shonen lead characters, because that's literally what Towa is. Towa is very stupid to me. In my opinion, she's dumb. Out of the twins, out of the two of them, she's the worst. By far, the worst. So it takes a slap. I don't care if that kills my mom. What? Okay. So then, after the slap, Towa says, "You got to live a happy life and you forgot about me. You forgot about me, Setsuna." Okay, we're airing out grievances. Still annoyed about the whole I don't care about the mom thing because you the reason why I was talking about Inuyasha's Berserker Rage earlier is because he couldn't really listen to reason. Like he couldn't really talk. He just kind of like growled and tried to kill anything that was in his way until his woman hugged him. That's the one thing. Toa, you're talking. You're having verbal conversations. Don't kill her. You're gonna kill your mom. Get him away. You're going to kill our mother if you kill her. I don't care. Cool. So Setsuna takes out a dream butterfly. That was what her mother. That's what her mother gave to her. And she said, "This is a memory that our mother was holding on to." Now, this is where Rin fucks up, in my opinion, because Rin holds on to a memory that she's like, it was just too much for you to suffer and have to hold on to those memories. Because we do see Jockin, who let me just catch on up real quick. So in this memory, it's both of the girls in the forest. They're running from the flames. Towa didn't let go of Setsuna's hands. Setsuna's hands just slipped from hers. Period. Which no one, including myself, even though I'm not a fan of Towa as a character, most of the times, I never held that against her. You're a little kid. You're like what, 4? Um, her hands just slipped. Towa stopped running and ran right back to Setsuna and got her. A tree was about to fall on top of her. Setsuna pushed her. The pearl activated. Must have got rid of the tree, or actually, the pearl activated and it sent Towa through time. So here's the thing now. After this, and after the flames are gone. Setsuna was walking around this burnt forest of ash and just calling out for her sister, calling out Nei-chan, which is it's incredible that they are twins, but one is still supposed to be the big sister or whatever. Whatever. So she's calling out to her sister, and she's crying. She even runs into Jockin, who startles her because I guess she didn't. Yeah, if you remember from first season, they don't remember. She wouldn't have remembered Jockin because he put him in the forest and put him in a barrier. Um, and Susuna's blaming herself for not running fast enough to catching up to her. So you got one sister's like, I shouldn't have let you go. Another sister's like, no, I should have kept up. Okay, cool, your kids, blah 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 blah. And so Jock is like, don't move. He does another barrier, which I find funny, that Jockin is a Pokemon, because he says Jockin Jockin. Talks to Rin, says, Rin, okay, I'm going to have to take care of Setsuna. Don't worry about Towa, I'll find her. And the Tree of Ages is like, yo, if you really want to help, because the Silver Scales were starting to move on Rin, he's like, you really want to help her, here's a chrysalis for a dream butterfly. Sacrifice one girl's dreams and memories so that you slow down that curse. And I'm like, okay, cool. Thank you, Tree of Ages. You know, Setsuna got the little chrysalis on her neck. Instantly, that is what made her forget. We see this in the memory. Instantly, it makes her forget about it. She's like, she don't even know why she's doing there. Then Jockin had to pretend to be An-Un. We saw that, and he took her off to the demon village of the children with the half demon bat chick, right? Um. So after this dumb Deus Ex happens, Toa's eyes go back to normal, and they're both crying. Setsuna finally calls her sister, calls her Nei-chan. They're all tearful. I feel absolutely nothing inside. I feel literally nothing. I feel nothing for this moment. And I feel less of anything for a moment that's going to come up. And then she turns to Zero and she goes, you know what? I don't have any grudge with you. Because Zero's just like, what do you mean? Come and kill me. And she's like, no, I don't have any grudge against you. As a matter of fact, I'm going to thank you. Because you made me realize that the whole Higurashi family that took care of her, all those people actually cared about me and loved me. Thank you for that, actually. You helped unleash memories to help me realize there are people that always cared about me. Thank you, Zero. So, you played yourself. And within that, she sees the great dog demon's whole form going, thank you, Zero. This makes her gasp. She's pissed. She's like, you know what? fuck it, I'm gonna kill myself. Gets her little staff, and everyone's freaking out. Everybody's like, no, don't do it, don't oh, and Yukari no Tachi, the Naginata vibrates. Not Ren, pardon me. Setsuna sees a string going from her to the great dog demon spirit aura that is behind Towa. And I love the fact that all she has to do is touch the string and she gets the memories. She saw the memory of him talking to her way back when, thousands of years ago. She's like, this is it. Cuts it. She cuts it nick of time right before that thing gets to her neck. The rainbow pearls unleash from her. We see everyone can see her memories. Now, what I forgot to say, oh, I did skip something. It doesn't really matter. Toa bust out the flute and use the flute blade to absorb the energy. Whatever, doesn't matter. Um, so she, so the Shikanju had always said that Kiramaru was gonna die from a half demon. Um, People were saying that Great Dog Demon had died. She wasn't gonna believe it, and we're hearing her thoughts and emotions, and she just couldn't believe that that he was swayed by a human woman, and that he was invincible and super strong, and all this other stuff. And she feels like in a way she was the only person that could have protected him. She's like, it's like as if she had killed him. She's like, no, I actually killed him. Now see, now she's crying. I'm gonna cut myself off right here. Actually, I'm gonna cut myself off and cutting myself off because I even said right here that I don't care. I literally do not care because your whole thing is racism. It's racism upon racism. You just hate half demons, and you're pissed that he got with a woman, a human woman. Beggars didn't choose you. That's what this seems like. This is, and maybe I don't like it because this is so super Japanese. Like I said last week about the mythologies and the folklores, a lot of messed up shit just happens just to happen, and it's sad, but then people have to move on, right? This is just like the tale of she fell in love with this dude, but then this dude was in love with humans, so she blamed the humans that he fell in love with for the reason why he died. I actually don't remember why he died. It just shows like he had his blade, told Lady Izawi to run, with Inuyasha to get out of there, and he died in that place. But if you all remember how he died or what killed him, if it's canon, because we got a bunch of Inuyasha movies that don't really fall in line. Who cares? But yeah. Um, and so now the spirit of Great Dog Demon is before her and says, "Oh, you really haven't changed, but you know what? That's all right. You don't have to change because that's what makes you you." That is one of the most Japanese shonen things I've heard in a very long time. It sounds like something you would hear coming out of a Shonen Jump manga, but he said it. And she's still crying. She doesn't get it. She thought she had discarded these emotions. Tears are falling in her hands, and she finally understands the power of love and friendship. That's the reason why she hates Towa, because Towa, surrounds herself with people that she cares about and people that she loves, and she exudes love, much like the Great Dog Demon did, and that's why she hated her. Which makes no sense because if she was just like the guy who you were in love with, I don't know. Well, maybe that's why. Because you remind me so much of the dude that I didn't get who died that I love that I hate you for it. Fine. All right. That I can understand. I still think it's stupid. Um, she thanks Setsuna for untangling the string of her heart. Good job, Setsuna. And I even wrote, I'm only okay with this if this helps out Ren, period. She has no regrets in this world. And they see the string that she has tied around her pinky. It's connected to Ren. Ren is almost decked out in all diamonds. She's looking like Emma Frost from head to toe. She's about to those scales about to fill in. Jockin and Sesshomaru are watching. And so she gets rid of that string. She Instead of red light, it turns to blue, and Ren is instantly healed. So, um, what did I write here? Oops, lost my spot. So, I wrote in here, and this is exactly how I feel. Um, It made the story more convoluted than it needed to be. The story did not need to be this. You didn't have to make Zero sympathetic. Not every villain needs to be sympathetic. Not everybody needs to be Thanos. Not everybody needs to be Killmonger. and let's talk about Marvel stuff. Let's talk about anime stuff. Not every villain has to turn into Vegeta. Not every villain needs to be like. Here's the funny part: Dio Brando is a straight up hater, but he is so into his own shit that you like it, right? That's depth. She is not. She's not on the level of Griffith from Berserk. She's not on that level of detestability, but she's on the level of I can't. Like your whole bag was racism. Like so here's a horrible example of how to have a character have grief and hate begets hate. But I was still trying to figure out this time how the Rion stuff fall in, and it did fall in. I'm getting to that, but it's just like you try to tell a story of like how grief and not getting over your feelings, turns all this stuff on its head and things boil over. Bro, I get that this story wasn't thought up when Inuyasha was happening. Where the hell have you all been throughout this whole time? Y'all were just sleeping and chilling while the Naraku shit was happening? Eh, okay. Um, so Rion then jumps down and literally asks her, says, Aunt Zero, can you help us? And she's like, I can't really do that. Riku stabs her. Riku's crying because he didn't want to do it, but she says it's for the best. She thinks it's time that she dies, and I agree. I'm kind of glad she's about to leave us. But she says she's thankful for him, and she gives them one last gift. She shows them the memories of the past. Says Rion was killed by a half demon. The Shikon Jewel was prophesied. Tell them about the prophecy of a half demon that's supposed to kill Kiramaru. And this one guy comes up. He's like, by order of the Emperor, he's gonna kill him. And he fights him. And Kiramaru cuts to this dude's blade and cuts him straight in half. Zero's there. Rion is there. And someone from behind, this tan-skinned, short-haired half demon, comes from behind, grabs Rion, and is like, this is revenge for my, I can't, you took away my master, surrender. He has a sword to Rion's back, and Kiramaru like, this I can't accept underhand attack. Just runs in instantly, cuts the dude's head off. Dude didn't even realize it, but he's a half demon. He blinks, his eyes go red, and his body stabs Rion. And he's like, yeah, that's what you get for bringing a kid on the battlefield. And his skin on his face is gone. I guess that's supposed to represent an even swifter death. I don't know. But yes, why did you keep bringing a kid there? That's nothing about half demons. That's your fucking hubris. Like even the great dog demon was like, don't bring a kid to the battlefield. Like that shows how much hubris and how much ego Kiramaru had that he kept bringing. He's like, I wanted Ren to see all my battles and I wanted her to see how great I was. No, your whole thing was, yeah, I'm gonna show my daughter how much I can kill you and how badly I can kill you. Still don't know who her mother is. Probably not even important, right? Because they haven't made it important. Also, Lady Zero finally died. What happened to Sesshomaru's mom? Why didn't she pop up in here? Because Zero was talking shit, mad shit, to her. Would have been nice to see her again, but whatever. Almost feels like the two seasons were kind of written by two different people. Anyway, um, so yeah, and Zero says, to Kiramaru, the half demon, she's speaking to her brother, I guess out loud, but he can still hear it because he's supposed to be super strong or whatever. The half demon princesses are not the half demons that he despised. And remember, the dude wanted to kill him because he killed his master. But anyway, and I even said, "F me this story." She says the Shikon Drew says that you are probably gonna killed by a half demon, but maybe you'll be saved one like she was, and maybe they'll save Ren too. And he gets all mad. He's like, "Save Ren." She's gonna wait for him in Nirvana. Still don't know how she would get everlasting peace. Get out of there. Go straight to hell. Riku and Rion are both crying. Her staff falls, and then flowers bloom everywhere. And our outro is playing as she speaks and says one of the most confusing things I have ever heard and read, where she says, I suppose if there are hopeless demons that fall in love with the likes of humans, I suppose there's no problem with the demon who falls in love with said demons. Isn't that right, half demon princess? She's giggling as she says this, and I know it's supposed to be a moment of whateverness. No, it's dumb. You're basically saying that you fell in love with the great dog demon because you fell in love with humans, and that's okay. It's okay for all these things, right? Shut up. You could have just been gone. I didn't need the giggle and the little silhouette in the sky. I didn't need that from you. No. I don't feel bad for her. I don't feel bad for her at all. She's given me no reason to feel sorry for her. No. She's just been hateful and spiteful this whole time. Oh, boo hoo. Yeah, I get your grief. I get it. Other people dealt with it better. Didn't see Sesshomaru's mom going ballistic. She dealt with it. She's like, yeah, that fucking sucks. Oh well. Anyway, end credits show that the wheel moves once. Sesshomaru's holding Ren. Ren is happy that her daughters had saved Lady Zero, because that was saving Mings. Let her have no regrets as she leaves this world. They saved Ren, so I'm okay with it. Jockin's the one that's showing all the emotion with the crying. The tree is flooded with all this blue light, but now we have Moroha, who's at the well. Mind you, before we get there, Kiramaru is kind of mad about what his sister said. He was like, I know you passed, but, you know, what you were saying was unnecessary. And he's chasing the sound of a Kuru who has jumped through the clouds. He's going down there. Oh, look, there's Moroha, the Bone Eater Well, and Takashio. She hasn't used the pearl yet, and Takashio's like, why are you so nervous about meeting your parents? Well, you know, what if I just suddenly run into him? And Takashio is smart in this whole thing. Like, that's stupid. Go to your damn parents. And she's like, oh yeah, you're right. You know, I'm just gonna run and just rush into it. And this is where she's talking about she always thought she didn't have parents, which is why I was mad at Kaede and all the idiots who even Moroku and Sango, y'all couldn't, even Kohaku, y'all couldn't just say you had parents. We knew your parents. So, and she finally decides, and I wrote this in here, I said, don't you pull this shit. And they pull this shit. Kiramaru comes down, takes the pearl, because everybody who's a super strong villain in this damn series, of course, has telepathy and can just make a thing come to them. And he takes the pearl, and he only took the pearl right after Moroha saw Akuru run past her. Takachio didn't see it. He's like, oh, so I was correct. It is everyone who is from the Great Dog Demon tribe can actually see that. Cool. Takes the pearl. By the way, you go get that kid or you'll never see your parents again. Ah, ha, 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 ha. He does an evil laugh. He's not good. I don't care what kind of grief he had. I don't care. I don't care if he's trying to bring back his daughter. You're evil as evil is evil. I don't care. So he does the outro, right? He's talking over, saying, you know, hey, Quarter Demon, get a Kuru, give you back your parents. And the only thing that can save this, Sesshomaru shows up. And Sesshomaru's just done. Because he's getting ready to clash. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. When it was over, I was hollering out too. Because I knew they were going to pull it. The moment she hesitated to use it, I'm like, nope, they're going to pull some bullshit. They're going to pull some bullshit. I'm tired of Rin. No, I'm tired of Towa and Zero and Riku. I'm tired of Rion. Tired of Kiramaru. Damn it. I don't care if this is a side story. You give me Kagome and Inuyasha and Moroha. And I don't want it to be the last 5 minutes of an episode where they finally get to do it. No. And we do get to see Inuyasha's foot in the little ending part. We do get to see that. But no, I'm tired of it. I was so ready to call this a 2, and I'm going to be fair. Nope, I'm not going to be fair. This is a 2.5 or 3. This is literally an average anime that does dumb shit. Like, I don't... Without all my rage, it's a 3, right? It's average. It's average as all get out. But the convoluted mess to try to make Zero redeemable... you know what? Ren acted in character. She would tell people to do that. I can relent to that. Sesshomaru acts in character. He keeps everything close to the vest. Fine. There are other characters in the background that should have certain conversations, especially with Moroha, of all characters, have demon princesses. So I'm guessing Moroha isn't one of the princesses, as much as they want to keep saying it. She can't be, because no one treats this character with enough respect. Everything with her is an afterthought. She had a master that got used by the Four Perils. The Four Perils are weaker than Bowser's kids in one of the Mario games because they got killed like that. So we killed off her master. Oh, well, we haven't even seen Koga. Like it's as if whoever is doing this is trying their hardest to elicit the same emotional beats and feelings that we had in Inuyasha. I never felt bad for Naraku. I almost did until I realized, oh, you still made her, think that her love betrayed her and she imprisoned this dude. And this dude, passed out thinking that he was betrayed. He elicited that kind of hate. She kind of almost elicits it. Like her design is great. Her, whoever voice acts her does a great job. But all of this was just so convoluted. It is a low 3, at as low as 2.5, at as high as a 3. I'm hoping in 2 weeks this next episode is fantastic. I'm just, and this is not a bias about me, liking Inuyasha Kagome. This is actually about me liking Moroha, who's supposed to be one of the main characters in here. My favorite character from Inuyasha was Sesshomaru. So the fact that this circles around kind of how he's trying to handle this situation, cool. I'm okay with that. But don't try to make me feel bad for some of these people. Some of these people are just straight up foul and garbage. 2.5. 2.5. 3 at the most. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I'm sincerely want to know how you feel. As always, please give me a like. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here. Hit the notification bell if you aren't new here to get notified of more videos like this. I even do them on the holidays. And don't forget to share the video. As always, guys, I appreciate you taking some time out to spend some time with me. Merry Christmas to you. Be good, be blessed. Wash your hands, wear a mask. It's getting crazy out there. Be good to yourself, be good to others. Don't forget to share some of that food and some of those side dishes. Don't hog it all to yourself. And as always, don't be a jerk. You're not alone. And if you happen to be by yourself on Christmas, I'm pretty sure you got some friends. You got your buddy right here who's willing to spend some time with you, right? As always, thank you guys. Thank you. Merry Christmas. And I'll definitely be seeing you next time.